Let's switch focus now and have a look at the Premier League standings. Arsenal, after a big 1-0 win over Crystal Palace at the weekend, are now 4 points clear at the top of the table. Yes, ahead of Bournemouth, who are in second, Spurs in third, and Sunderland, who are in fourth. Manchester City and Manchester United level on points. Who would have thought? And yep, you have to keep scrolling down to find Liverpool in seventh position. Mario, I'm coming to you first, especially after what we saw this weekend, because you had in your early season predictions Liverpool winning the league, but now it looks like Arsenal could start to run away with it, given the problems we're seeing from the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool. So which of these teams, either City or Liverpool or anyone else, do you realistically see challenging Arsenal now for the title?
I mean, if you look at both, I think, they both are unsettled. I think they're both going through a difficulty. Maybe that we highlight the Liverpool more because, it's a new pattern after you won the league. So that's why we're more focused on them. And so that's why I say, okay, if he gets them going again, they, for me, are still the prospect to might create a bigger upset. Why? Because City, if Haaland doesn't score, like we saw this weekend, it becomes a difficulty for them. And that's why I feel like it's more pressure on them in the sense of getting the goals. And I think Liverpool is just because the machine is not running. But we hope it kicks off and then Arsenal will get a problem because at the moment, even if you don't like football, Arsenal is a favorite.
Shaka, Ali, do you want to chime in? Do you think it will still be Liverpool to challenge Arsenal?
Right now, yes. And I kind of wondered about City, given the fact that before this weekend, City was still 3 points behind Arsenal, despite not playing well. But again, you see the reliance. And while on one hand, it's great to have somebody like Erling Haaland, even somebody with his numbers needs to have a supporting cast. And you just feel that some of those players, some of the players that you expected, whether it's Foden or Reinders, maybe Cherky comes good as he gains full fitness and has kind of found his feet within this City team. Maybe he's the one that kind of changes the fortunes. But right now, for Liverpool, and it's just been such a turnaround for them from what we saw to start the season to what we've seen over recent weeks. And if you're Arne Slot and you're looking for positives from the game on the weekend, there are a couple. No, there's a lot for you to work on. But Kirkes, who's struggled, found the back of the net. Mo Salah, who struggled, found the back of the net. Is that something that you can build on? Can they take confidence from that in kind of jump-starting, let's be honest, jump-starting their season? Because even when Liverpool were undefeated, they simply weren't playing well.
Yeah.
So can that be the spark that jump-starts Liverpool at this point? Right now, that's those are ifs, ands, and buts, but we're talking Liverpool and City here. The truth is, what we've seen from Arsenal is just far and away better than everybody else. They are so solid, so secure in every single department. Yeah. They've got numbers in every single department. This is with the only team that can stop Arsenal at this point is Arsenal. Is if they just manage to shoot themselves in the foot. And while there's been no signs to suggest as much, I don't see, given that there are no signs, I don't see either City or Liverpool really eclipsing Arsenal.
So if we're going to make an argument for either one of these teams, whether it's Manchester City or Liverpool, I would suggest that Liverpool would be the most likely to make a push. But the bigger question is, how does Liverpool go about making a push? Because right now, they do not know how they're going to win the next match. Never mind making a push. They don't know with certainty. And for anybody that has been in successful teams, when you walk into the locker room every Monday, as you're preparing for the game on the weekend, there is a certainty that you feel you're going to win on the weekend. Whatever we're working on, whatever our game plan is, the execution is going to be there and we're going to win it. You're not even thinking about the team that you're playing against. You're concerned about yourself and how good you feel about yourself. That's when you're playing well. That's when you're consistently winning. This is not happening with Liverpool. The other side of that conversation is when you walk into the locker room on Monday, preparing for the game on the weekend, you have no certainty whatsoever as to how you're going to go about winning the game. You don't really trust the tactical plan. You don't really trust the players that are being selected. You don't really trust that that guy's going to do the job and that guy's going to do the job, and you're not sure that you're going to do the job because you haven't been playing well individually. And that builds negative momentum. And it's so very difficult, even for a team as talented as Liverpool, it is so very difficult to turn that around. And in order to turn that around, you have to have structure. You have to have organization first so that everybody knows where they're supposed to be so that they can do the job with clarity. Arne Slot's job right now is to provide this team with clarity, not this guy goes here, that guy goes over there, and freedom for that guy to move there, and freedom for that guy to find the space. And no. We're going to make it clear for everybody what your job is. Within this structure, this is what we want you to do. These are our starting positions. Let's start here. And then the talent will take over. It's going to be a difficult, long road back for Liverpool to get back into this race. And to your point, Shaka, they're going to need help from Arsenal in order for that to be the case. But Liverpool right now need to figure out a way to win the next game.
Let's talk about Manchester United, shall we?
Hey.
What a big win against Brighton at the weekend for Ruben Amorim's men, and that made it 3 wins in a row. Yes, indeed, Mario. And look, things are looking better at Manchester United. I didn't necessarily say good, but do you feel like things are finally starting to click?
I think what's happening with him now is that the players, I think, starting to understand what he wants, and he have worked really hard because we know all the critique and all the people that went through him during that storm that everybody's going through him, he still kept his calm and managed to, come up with records like this. Because the game against Brighton is a team that we all know. We understand they can be very creative and come up with things that you sometimes go like, wow, how can they, they don't invest as much money as the bigger ones, but they still manage to and capable to do things.
Because you look at who Manchester United had up front before when, Ten Hag brought in the likes of Xerxes, Rasmus Højlund as well, even though they were quality in their leagues there, but they were not Premier League proven. And then you look at Mateus Cunha, look at Brian Mbeumo now, and just how they're able to just, hit the ground running. That's been the biggest thing for United.
That's not been the biggest thing for United, in my opinion.
Okay.
But let me just say, it's contributed. But let me just say, and what a difference a couple of weeks makes. Had Manchester United lost to Sunderland, I really question whether Amorim would have seen out the week as Manchester United manager. But Ali spoke a couple of minutes ago about how pained Liverpool players look on the pitch. You contrast that with Manchester United right now, and it is an absolute 180, or as Craig would phrase it, an absolute 360, as to how good, how comfortable, how much these players just seem to be enjoying their football. And that's the biggest thing for me, Alexis. Just how different the body language is on the park of Manchester United's players now as compared to 2, maybe 3 weeks ago. Now, to your point, you did not have the quality to get the opening goal that, like you saw from Cunha last season. You didn't have the quality of runs from Mbeumo as you saw for his 2 goals. As you've seen for much of this season, indeed from Mbeumo, who has been one of the brighter attacking sparks of Manchester United all season long. There's still question marks about Casemiro and his mobility through midfield. But let's also know, and while there are question marks about Manchester United, this is a good Brighton side. This is a good Brighton side that dragged Manchester United back to 3-2. And again, 3, maybe 4 weeks ago, you would have seen Brighton at least getting an equaliser, if not going on to win it. Yet Manchester United did not seem ruffled. Just kept their...
A little.
Well,
a little.
But they got the win.
Yeah.
And it didn't feel fluky, as maybe if this had happened 3 or 4 weeks ago, it would have felt fluky. It didn't this time around. They made it a little, Manchester United made it a little too nervy, but then they were able to get over the line. And I think they should be commended for that, because even with the same 11 players, I'm not sure we could have been seeing that 3, maybe 4 weeks ago.
Ale?
If I think of the turnaround of Manchester United, and if I'm going to make it about one player as to what he was before, when this team was all over the place, as to what he is now, I'm going to go with Mario's boy, Matthias de Ligt, who, you could make the argument, has been horrendous for Manchester United for a long period of time. And you see him the last couple of games, and you go, wait a minute,
who?
Is he back at Ajax? What? look at this guy. Sliding challenges and winning balls and winning 50-50 and distributing play and showing leadership and passion and really sure of himself and confident in the way he's playing. And if you just take the league and you extrapolate that and spread it all over the field, that's what you're getting from Manchester United. Guys who 3 weeks ago looked like, oh, mommy, no, this is not going to work out. Now, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, look at them. Look at them knocking the ball around and combining and scoring goals, and you're going, not the same team. Not the same team. Now it's about keeping this thing going, keeping it on the rails and moving forward. Because, to your point, Shaka, you call it a little shaky. It was a lot shaky. It was a lot shaky. Don't go back to that.
Yeah.
And I don't think it takes much for a team that has been there for so long to go back to that. You got to keep this train moving forward and forget the disappointment. Use it as a platform for you to look back and say, no. Over there, scary. Over there, that's dark over there. We don't want any of that.
Yeah.
We have to continue to move this thing forward. Manchester United have done that over the last 3 games.
Mario, do you want to jump in on what Ale had to say about de Ligt?
No, about de Ligt, no, definitely. His confidence is growing. I think that's also to see in the team, you know. Like, if you look at a team, when a team is starting to win games, you understand, you as an individual, you grow. And I think de Ligt, what happened when he came there was always a whole different system for him to play. He arrived with a different coach, and he wanted to play like 4 at the back, now 3 at the back, sometimes the right side. We talked about it last week, about a throw-in. They cracked jokes that he couldn't throw the ball in right. But I'm happy that his confidence is growing, because that is what Ali is highlighting. Because you can see that now there is an individual that is feeling happy, and also you can see the celebration when they score goals and when he sees his team winning. You can see that there's more passion out of the game, and passion comes from, you know, when you believe in yourself and you are happy that the way everything is going. And I think that is one of the key things at Man United. Defensively, the key thing for the whole team is he made it more compact, because playing against Brighton, they will open you up. And luckily, Amaran didn't get exposed like that. He kept it compact, and that's why he won the game.